Kia ora everyone, I'm Tracy Brown, dairy farmer from Matamata, farmer elected director on the DairyNZ board and newly elected chair.
And I'm Campbell Parker, I'm the Chief Executive here at DairyNZ, and today we're here to talk to you about what we're proposing in terms of the Milksolids levy. So we spent a lot of time in the last 12 months resetting our strategy, getting back to what our farmers told us were important, so the core of our research and science work, our policy and advocacy work, and our knowledge and expertise around farm systems and how we help farmers to learn from each other to continue to change.
So we're coming out to talk about this now because the levy hasn't been adjusted for 16 years, so that's quite some time. The cost of business has increased, as everybody knows, on farm. The research pool available of funding has shrunk from the government and other avenues. And there's a whole lot more opportunities as well as challenges out there for us that we need to face into on behalf of farmers.
Before we came out and had that conversation with farmers, we wanted to be really clear that we had reset what our priorities were and also had a damn good look at our own business in terms of running a rule over it and taking some cost out of the business to make sure that before we came and asked for more, we're really efficient around how we're already using the levy on your behalf.
We aren't able to farm the way that we have in the past, and our farming businesses are becoming more and more complex all the time. We've got challenges around compliance, sustainability, and we need to keep continuing to be globally competitive, and so hence DairyNZ needs to continue to invest in the research to enable you as farmers to be able to be in a good position going forward.
In my time in the role as Chief Executive, a number of farmers have said to me there's more work that DairyNZ needs to do on their behalf. So as we've worked up the options, we've got two options we want to talk to farmers about. One is accelerating the activity that we're doing and investing more in research and science to solve for some of those complex long-term challenges. And the other one is what we call maintain, which is largely maintaining the level of activity and science we do, noting Tracy's already talked about cost, and doing one or two more projects. So those are the two options that we will come out to farmers and consult on. If we look at our vision around making the levy the best investment for every dairy farmer, it's really important we do that every day. And in our research and science portfolio, there are a number of activities we're doing to try and improve the outcomes on behalf of dairy farmers. So if we look at the world-leading animal genetic gain, we're trying to get to 1 BW as a system. So farmers have the ability to make better choices about the animals they breed from and how they improve their productive performance. We're working hard in the pastures and forages space to ensure farmers have options, particularly linked to things like resilient pastures and climate change, to have the cultivars they need to be successful going forward, given we're a pasture-based production system. And then there's a number of activities that we're doing in the greenhouse gas space, making sure that the products that are going to be available for farmers will work in the farm system. And we play a really important role at our research farm and live farm here to do that work. And also some of the activities around reduced nitrogen impact on the waterways, plantain project, low end. So farmers have choices around how they choose to adapt their farm system in the context of what we all need to do.
DairyNZ's always worked really hard in the policy and advocacy space on behalf of farmers, and with the new government in place now, there's some really big opportunities for us in the immediate future around the RMA reform, freshwater, climate change, biosecurity, animal welfare, just to name a few.
So when we think about value, one of the other things that's really important is making sure that all the proud history of all the tools that we've developed as DairyNZ are still readily available to farmers. Some of the data is becoming more important in terms of decisions, so critical things like our dairy-based data, really important also to helping inform policy. The ability in our whole farm model to be able to model some of the impacts on proposed changes and what that means in the farm systems context. That's the work we do on your behalf that no one else can do. And as a team, the team really committed to driving value for levy payers every day. That's what we're really focused on, with clear priorities around how we do that. But we can't do it alone. We have to do it with partners across the sector, and we also have to do it with you as farmers. That's been our history. When we've done that well together, we've achieved some amazing things. And so we do have to continue to work really hard together to drive the best outcomes for our sector that's so important to New Zealand.
We're really looking forward to getting out in the regions, connecting with farmers, discussing what's ahead of us and what's on their mind, and having a really good conversation about what the Milksolids levy might look like going forward into the future.
So the last thing from me today is a request of you. Encourage you to get engaged in the process, get along to our in-person events or online, and do provide us your feedback, because it's that feedback that will help shape what we recommend to the board, and the board will ultimately make a decision on for the Milksolids levy that would come into effect on 1 June this year.